I was just about to make myself a cup of tea because I have like a huge sweet craving right now. I have been watching RR Cherry Pie on YouTube. I have been for a really long time now, actually. Those videos were probably the first ASMR videos I came across that I learned were intentional for ASMR. I never even knew about it before that. Anyhow, I was just watching some of those videos and they make me want to eat candy so badly, and I don't have any candy. And it's not candy is not healthy. There are other treats that are just as delicious and with some real food in them, like chocolate. Anyhow, I don't have any of that either. So I'm making myself a cup of tea, a sweet tea, and I'm making actually what I have most mornings with a little variation on it because I want to sort of make a Happy Canada Day video. Canada Day is on Sunday, I do believe, on the 1st. Yes. And so, I didn't really think about that, making it a Canadian video, until I took out all the things like around here outside of the camera. I have things for the tea, and they're all very Canadian, so, except for my mug. This is a giraffe. Giraffes don't live in Canada. Okay. Maybe it was made in Canada. Nope, Japan. Okay, first thing is the tea itself. The tea is just, the brand is either Tetley or Red Rose, and I don't know if those are Canadian or not, but it's Orange Pekoe tea. And I usually buy like big boxes of it, and then put it into this canister. And this is a coffee canister from Tim Hortons, which is a big Canadian thing. It's not fancy, like the lid is just plastic. It has this clip, so it seals it and it keeps it fresh. And on the bottom it says all these different cappuccino, cafe mocha, cafe, cappuccino, mocha, English toffee, vanille français, caramel anglais. Anyhow, I only have a couple of tea bags left. Look at all that dust. It's just tea that's sifted out of the bag. So I'm going to take one of these. And this is not fancy tea. It's Orange Pekoe, which is a black tea, which is sort of... Orange Pekoe tea is sort of the standard tea, like black tea in Canada, I've noticed. Like, you get it at restaurants and things like that. I've lived in the States I lived there a couple summers ago in Connecticut. I don't know if it's like this in the rest of the States. But the standard tea is just plain old black tea. And you just don't see that very often in Canada. You always see Orange Pekoe. I don't know what the deal is. Whoa, you can see my tan line. Okay, anyhow, I put it in there, and then I'm going to put the water over it. The water, it boiled a while ago, and so it won't burn the tea. It's cooled down enough. There's my kettle. I'll add in the water. That's enough. I'll let that steep a little bit, but not too long. It doesn't need to be too strong. Now, something else that I forget how this is sort of a weird thing to people, but I have to show it to you. Okay, this is my milk. It's a big jug. Milk comes in bags. It's stuck in there. Let me show you. The cloth is dangerous. I might spill it everywhere. So in Canada, well, in Ontario, I think, I don't know what other, I know they don't do this out in the West. But milk comes in these plastic bags. And you just, what I'm doing right now is very dangerous. You should not do this. They're 1 liter, I think. And you put the bag into your milk pitcher, because everyone has one at least of these, and then you cut open the corner, and that's how you serve your milk. It's a really funny thing. I think Europeans usually think this is the weirdest. It is really funny to have milk in bags. But, some people think like, well, isn't it gonna like go bad if you have it open? It's not sealed, but it doesn't. Like, you drink it fast enough, it's just completely fine. It goes bad just as quickly as any other milk, whether it's in a carton or a jug or anything. So that's something that is uniquely Canadian from what I know. A lot of people have told me. Maybe it's not, I don't know. Do you have milk in bags? Let me know. Alright. So I add in milk. Sometimes I do this before the water. More about milk. So you don't just buy one bag at a time. 3 bags come in one larger bag, which I think is it's 3 liters of milk. And so if it's better for if you're sharing with someone or if you have a family or something, and not if you're just living on your own or have your own milk, because unless you drink like 3 glasses a day, you won't finish it before it goes bad. I share with my boyfriend, and he drinks a lot of milk. I don't really. I sort of do in my cereal and in my tea, but I rarely drink just a glass of milk. Plus, I think this is homo milk, 3%, which is just a little too fatty. I like 2% milk. I should have had somewhere for my tea bag. I'll throw it out right now. So I don't let it sit in there very long. I usually just shake it off a little bit. Throw it in the garbage. Like if you have like a compost, you can put tea in your compost. I wish we had a compost, but we live in an apartment building, no backyard, so compost would just be a bad idea. Okay, last thing. So this is something I don't always do. I sometimes do it with Earl Grey tea. Every morning, I sweeten my tea with honey. And I was going to do that, but then I thought I'm going to try something a little bit different. And this is what my friend told me to do. He said to sweeten my tea with maple syrup. Ta-da! So this is what makes it the most Canadian. This is just President's Choice, which is a grocery store brand. Definitely Canadian. But this is like, I feel like it is not common to just buy this from a grocery store. Like, my parents buy their maple syrup in big sort of these big tin things, like what you get Gap, you know, those like big tin cans that big quantities of olive oil or any kind of oil come in these big tins. I don't even know what they're called. My parents get one of those from people that live down the road who have their own maple farm. And then they have a small bottle that they just keep in the fridge, and then they keep the rest of it stored. I don't know if they freeze it or what. And then my boyfriend's parents, their backyard actually had a lot of maple trees, and so they decided to tap a bunch of them. And basically you like nail a tap into the tree and put a bucket around it and collect all the sap, and then you have to boil it off, like really reduce it. And so you need a lot of sap because sap is very watery to make maple syrup. So this is probably like a gallon at least before I turned it into this. Anyhow, I live in the city and it's harder to, I guess if I went to like a farmer's market or something, people would be bringing their own maple syrup to that, but I was in a pinch and I just went to the grocery store to get this. It's so delicious. So this is what I like to do. My spoon is kind of dirty. Whatever. I'm the only one that uses this. Pour a spoonful. Oh, it's so sweet, but in the very best way. It's so beautiful. I love maple syrup. Okay, and then pour it in. And then I always just like to lick the spoon. Oh, it's so good. Now, orange pekoe tea is already kind of sweet, so this is just a very sweet dessert kind of tea. It's exactly what I need. Maybe it is a lot of sugar, maybe I might as well have just eaten some candy, but I think this is a little bit better than eating a bunch of candy. So cheers and happy Canada Day on Sunday, everybody. I hope you wear your red and your white.